In this video, you are going to learn how to stop dying and don't starve together. And by the end, you will know how to prevent as well as reduce health loss in all the best ways. To begin with, the first step to preventing death is by understanding the different ways that your health can be brought down. First, let's discuss direct damage, which is any damage taken from combat or activities like picking cactus or crafting a telltale heart. The best way to deal with direct damage is by avoiding it altogether. This means avoiding fights and being aware of your surroundings. For example, stay away from unnecessary fights early game when you are not prepared, and be careful in biomes like swamps or the spider forest near night unless you are just running right through. However, avoiding all fights is not always the answer, since many necessary items are only obtained from mobs. For this reason, we jump into the second stage, which is reducing the chance of dying in combat. For this, always remember elk, equipment, location, and kiting. When going into a fight, make sure you have the proper equipment. This includes weapons, armor, allies, structures, and healing. Of course, you won't need all of this in every situation, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Next, choose a good location when fighting by making sure you will have plenty of room to run and avoid getting hit, while also keeping your base and other mobs far away to keep the damage to a minimum. Finally, the best way to reduce direct damage is by kiting. Kiting is the fraudulent writing of a check, bill, kiting is fighting a mob and timing their attack to dodge and avoid getting hit back. Different mobs have different kiting patterns, but overall, they will either be one of three: stunt lockable, repetitive, or they will kite you back. Examples include spiders are stunt lockable, beefalo are repetitive, and pigmen will kite you back. The best way to learn to kite a mob is to bait out their attack and then hit them once, wait, and then bait out their next attack. If you feel comfortable with the time they take between attacks to get in more hits, then work your way up until you are getting in as many hits as you can without getting hit back. If this sounds like too much work, then tanking is also an option, although you will go through a lot more equipment than if you kite. The second type of damage you can take is indirect damage. This is any damage taken from a status or condition, dealing constant damage at all times. This includes starving, freezing, overheating, and wetness for WX. If the problem for you is starving, then the best action is to watch my other video on never starving again. The best way to avoid overheating damage is by going into the caves where overheating is non-existent. Unfortunately, freezing cannot be completely avoided, but both freezing and overheating damage can be restrained and reduced. This is possible through clothing, structures, tools, and foods. Now, although all of these are great, the best thing to use are thermal stones, which can be heated up to provide heat or cool down to reduce heat. Almost any article of clothing paired with a thermal stone and correct fire are perfect for dealing with these types of damage. And to add to this, wetness will cause damage only to WX, but being wet anytime close to winter will also cause characters to drop temperature and take freezing damage, so use that umbrella and football helmet. Overall, these are just some of the many ways that you can cheat death by preventing and reducing the damage you actually take. However, to really learn this game, you will need to accept that dying would happen, and eventually you will have to restart your world, and that is okay. So don't be afraid to take risk, because the best part of this game is being able to learn from your experiences and improve. If you all enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more content. Also, we are nearing 100 subscribers, so I want you all to comment any questions about Don't Starve Together you would like me to answer in the next video. Thank you for watching.